Hi there, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Gina, and we're going to answer some of the questions that you sent through to Lacey at Pandemonium Publishing.
I think we've got 10 questions.
10 questions?
Yeah.
Yes. And Tyrone is going to be so kind to read them.
All right, well, the first question comes from Patricia Y. She asked, I've never been to Savannah, but after reading your book, I Googled it, and it looks so beautiful and exactly as you've described. Have you been there before, or did you have to research the location? And why did you choose to set your book in Savannah?
Patricia, that's a great question. I love Savannah, and I have been there on numerous occasions. And originally the book was just one of the first thought process. It wasn't based in Savannah, but immediately knowing the character and the storyline, as you have read the book, you know, Savannah just seemed the greatest backdrop for it. And of course, Lindsay.
I have not been to Savannah, so I was trying to learn about Savannah through Gina's experiences. She sent me photos, and then I had to do a lot of research just to feel the essence of the place. And it got to where I felt like I could actually ride my bike in Savannah. It was great, and I want to go.
We actually did print the city tourism map so that when we do have the character going down certain streets, those streets do exist there. The squares exist where they're supposed to, although we have made street numbers, things like that. You can't actually drive to that house number on Magnolia Avenue, for example.
That would have been a little odd for people to go by that house. So some of it we did have to stretch and make up.
Yes. Great question, though.
Yes.
All right. The next question, here's one from Sandy G. I thoroughly enjoyed your book. It was wonderful. Where did your inspiration come from for the main character?
Oh, Becky, that's us.
That's us.
There's nothing more to say about that.
It's funny because we met through mutual friends, and we don't have the same circle of friends outside of that. We've known each other about 5 years now, but we finish each other's sentences, and we are so connected. We're very lucky, and it's odd in a way. So my friends that read the book go, oh my goodness, you are so Becky. Becky is 100% you. And then Lindsay's friends that read the book,
they think it's me. They think, oh, Becky is you. No, it's not. It's a combination.
But we also had that odd experience that I don't want to forget to mention later, where we would be thinking of the next line or the next situation. We would be pondering, and Lindsay would be pacing, and I would be tugging on my nose thinking, and we'd go, oh, got an idea. And we both said, don't say it. We each write it down, pause it. It's the exact same idea.
We would be on the same page.
All the
literally.
time. Literally
on the same page.
But that is a wonderful question. Thank you.
There is one thing that we should add, though.
What's that?
When we were writing, we would often have Becky be a little sarcastic.
Oh, we did tone that down.
We did tone it down, but because Gina and I can be sarcastic.
Very sarcastic.
And we just didn't want to add that to her character.
Just not yet.
Not yet.
And Tyrone, you've got another one for us?
Yes, I have another question. This one is from Frank S. There are 2 authors listed on the book cover. I've always wondered how that works. How hard is it to collaborate, and how do you decide who writes what?
We didn't decide who writes what. We just wrote it together. We would, as Gina said, we would answer each other's questions and just continue along the sentence. And so no, we didn't.
If you've got the book and you read our introduction, we actually did a little bit differently. We took the introduction as how we decided to do this, where I woke up that morning and I wrote down the dream I had, and we were meeting, and I was like, you know what, Lindsay, what do you think of this? And she thought it would make a great story. So when we started to write it, I always use the word storyboard from theater, but that's not what it's called. But we kind of knew where the characters were going. We mapped out who the characters are, what they were going to look like, what their ages were. So we sort of started out that and then just had to fill in the pieces because we already knew what the end was kind of going to be.
Yes, we did. We had the storyline. We had a picture board. And so we visualized the characters through photographs that we had, and we won't tell you who we think they look like.
But we did cast the book.
We did cast the book.
Yeah, so we had the descriptions are based on the people we thought. And
yes.
Yes. Yes. So it was, for us, it worked quite well. I don't know how it would work for other people, because we really do gel and we finish each other's sentences.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it would work. Like if I were to think, oh, I'll write a book with Ty. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I could. Maybe I couldn't. I don't know.
I don't know. Worked for us.
Yes.
Worked for us with a little wine. Yeah. Okay, Tyro, great question.
Good
Because
question.
it is hard.
This is fun to revisit some of our enactment. Okay.
This is from Tiffany B. What is the main message in your book that you want your readers to get out of it? I love it, by the way, and think that you've done a great job of weaving the story together.
Tiffany?
Thanks, Tiffany. Believe in yourself. Becky does. We do.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself.
Yep.
It wasn't the intent of the book.
Yeah, we had to kind of think about it with your question. We just kind of enjoyed the story that came out, but then we thought, well, what is the message of the book? And that really is Becky needs to make a change, and she believed in herself and took the chance, and every decision she made, she kind of went, okay, let's go with it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But great question.
As Lacey says, she's fearless.
Yes, which we also never thought of her as fearless,
No.
because we think of her as us. And then we kind of go, well, this situation I was in and this is the situation you were in, and I guess we were fearless.
I
to
guess
get
we
to where
were. Yeah,
So,
I guess we are fearless.
We are fearless, yes.
Thanks for that question.
Yes.
Okay, the next question is from Jim D. Jim D asks, I've heard it's near impossible to create art without putting pieces of yourself inside of it. How much of the story is about you? Are there parallels in your own lives? Sorry if this question too personal. I'm always thrilled to know about the artistic process with art imitating life.
Jim, not a personal question at all. And I think that we've answered a lot of that in saying that, well, Becky is us. Mm-hmm. And we've certainly had some of the experiences that we talk about in the book.
In the book, some people have said to me, oh, you know, if those of you have read it, everything that happened in the book has happened to one of us. So that everything, anybody who's reading it going, it's not even plausible. It's only scratching the surface of what other people who are more intuitive. But everything in the book is us. A lot of the characters, I had an Aunt Eileen who was like my grandmother. You had a grandmother, Eileen.
My Nana Eileen, and she's a little bit like Eileen. And some of the other characters, I've known them.
Yep, we've known a lot of them. We've based them on. Of course, those of you who have now read it know that will now know that there was a Gypsy, there was a Bubby, there was a Coco,
and there's a Milo.
And here's his brother Milo. So we did intertwine a lot of our own experiences.
Yes.
So there's very much us in the book.
Yes.
Michaela M. would like to know, which character do you both relate to the most and why?
Well, Becky, because she's us.
Becky, yeah. Becky is 100% us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like Eileen. And Georgia.
Oh, I like Georgia,
Georgia.
too. Georgia's good.
Yes.
And of course we both like Bennett.
Well, of course. In my younger years.
My husband Tyrone has given me the look, but yes. Great question, though.
All right. This is from Helen E. After reading your book, I need to know more. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but will there be a sequel?
Yes, there will be a sequel.
Yes, Helen, there will be. We actually have it pretty much mapped out. It's just we really need to feed off each other. And with the pandemic right now, yes, we're social distance and we very much are in our own bubble, but we really need to be in that positive state too, where I find it's hard to be creative right now.
Yes, it is. And when I think everything kind of settles down and we can commit to being together every single week and continue our writing process and our flow, I think that's when we'll actually take pen to paper or fingers to tablet. I'm hoping that's coming soon.
I'm hoping it's soon, but it won't take long because we've got it. We kind of know where we're going with it. Of course, we were supposed to be back from Mother's Day last year. We were supposed to be going and doing book signings, as we all were supposed to be doing different things in our lives. So we were hoping to get that back, really get Once Upon a Vision out to our prospective readers and get them enjoying it, so that then we can put forth the second, and we are hoping for the third book.
Yes.
So that's exciting.
I have another question here from Mark W. He asked, how hard is the writing process in a genre such as yours, and how long did it take to complete your book?
It flowed pretty easy for us.
Yeah.
Naively, I would say we sat down in April and we decided that we would commit every Thursday to writing, and we really did do that. Every Thursday we met at 11 till anywhere between 1 and 3, and we would sometimes get together and just go, I have nothing, but it would just start. We'd recap on the characters, or we tell something happened to one of us, or what would Becky do, or kind of create that, and we thought it flowed pretty easy, didn't we?
And I thought it flowed really. There was a lot of laughter, involved, a lot of pacing, and a lot of this, but it flowed really easy, and surprisingly, we got the book itself done in 8 months.
Yeah, by December.
Yeah.
And then naively, we thought we had something pretty special there, and we did. But then the editing starts, and that took 10 months.
That did, because of COVID hit.
COVID hit, and we
couldn't sit together.
No, so we're now trying to do this over the phone, back and forth, and it really just took away. Thank goodness it was editing, because if it was creating, no, but it was editing, so it was just working on the grammar, kind of tenses, describing more things, so that we could do a little bit over the phone. But I'd never want to write the book that way.
No.
So, so all in all, 18 months, and without COVID, I really think we could have pulled it off. Well, we originally had wanted it launched for Mother's Day. That was our big.
Right.
And with COVID, we ended up launching it in October.
Right.
So
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Not at all.
I would think the next book we could probably put out in about 14, 15 months.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And Christina N would like to know, are you planning on writing any more books? Will you continue to write together or pursue your own works going forward?
Well, Christine, we're definitely writing the sequel together, and we always said it would be a trilogy. So we will, we'll have to have another adventure, and then, tie a nice bow on everything. So definitely 2 more books together. But I don't think we've ruled out not writing separate. I don't know. I like writing with you, because I know I never would have pushed myself to finish the book.
Yeah.
But I know you've got a project you're thinking of. It's very personal to you. But
yeah, I have a personal project that I'm thinking of. Mm-hmm. I might do it. I don't know. I've drafted it. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
But we're not set in stone that we are co-writers. If one of us wants to do a project, I mean, that's fine. But we're definitely committed to each other for the trilogy.
Yeah, I'm devoted to Becky.
Yeah, I am too. Well, I love Becky.
That's my first priority. Is the second book, and then the third.
What's going to happen to Becky?
What happens to Becky?
And our last question is from Isabella C. What was the biggest challenge for you while creating this book? Where did you come up with the idea for it?
Well, Isabella, I think I touched on it just briefly. Tyrone, my husband, had gone away, and I don't know, just sort of sitting around, doing one of those thinking. And I got up in the morning and I was meeting Lindsay for some sushi, and I just thought that was a really neat dream last night. So during our sushi, I started, you got to hear this. So I'm telling her about my dream, and she's like, that would make a really interesting book. And I said, I know, wouldn't it? Would you want to write it with me? And there was so many components of Becky that I liked in my dream that I knew Lindsay had a lot more experience with. And funnily enough, my dream took place in Boston. But when we were chatting about it, it was like, well, neither of us have been to Boston. And everyone's asking the questions, pardon me. Everyone asking the question has read the book. So you know that the history of Savannah and River Road and the old estate really lends to
the story.
the atmosphere.
Yes, it does.
Right.
So Savannah was the perfect choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then really from the book we totally changed, the ending totally changed from what my dream had.
Yes.
Totally changed. So it started out with that, but it really became ours.
Yes. But I remember that, having dinner with you that night, and we were scribbling down notes and went, "Oh, you had that experience? Oh, you had that experience?"
Yeah.
And then we actually started naming the characters we wanted in the book. And that was the beginning.
Yeah.
And it just flowed so easily.
That's right. And every time we got to a chapter where we wanted something to happen, we really did pull from our own experiences. And those of you who have read the book know that there is some tarot reading in there. And we actually read tarot cards for our characters. So we did when Becky has a situation.
Yes.
We asked a question, and we really did do a reading for her.
We did a reading for her. I mean, yeah. It was.
It makes it a lot more fun. It was. Yep, and we would just sort of summarize it.
And today I still pull a tarot card a day just for inspiration, just for fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. So thank you so much for the questions. Thank you for supporting Once Upon a Vision. And Lacey's been a great help for us. I know she's putting this on her podcast, and she's supporting our book for Book of the, I guess we should zoom in on the book cover and give it a small plug. And we just thank you for all your love and support for Becky.
Yes. And thank you very much for the questions. It really did take us back to the beginning, and it was fun.
Yep.
Fun to do. And thank you, Lacey.
Thank you. Have a great day.